All right, let's talk about something that hits close to home for so many of us: teen driving. We're going to dig into the real risks, what actually happens to your body in a crash, the stuff you don't see, and most importantly, how the simplest choices can literally be the difference between life and death. So let's dive right in.
Okay, let's just start with the one number that frames this entire conversation. 3 times. Teen drivers have crash rates 3 times higher than older, more experienced drivers. I mean, think about that. That's not just a little bit higher. It's a huge, huge gap. And you've got to ask yourself, why? What is going on here?
So, to really get a handle on what that 3 times stat looks like in the real world, we're going to zoom in on one place: Wyoming. Now, look, I know these are local numbers, but trust me, the story they tell, it's happening everywhere. This isn't just a Wyoming problem. It's a snapshot of what's playing out on roads all across the country.
And here it is. This is what that 3x risk boils down to. Just in Wyoming, we're talking about an average of 15 young people killed and 580 injured every single year. These aren't just numbers on a chart. These are kids, these are families, friends, entire communities that are just shattered by one single moment on the road.
Okay, so to really understand the danger here, we've got to look at what actually happens to a person's body inside the car during a crash. And here's the thing. It's not just one big impact. It's actually a series of 3 separate collisions that happen in a split second. And it's that third one, the one you can't even see, that's often the most devastating.
So first, you've got the vehicle collision. Bam! The car hits something and comes to a dead stop. But you're still moving at 55 miles an hour. That leads to collision number 2, the human collision. Your body keeps flying forward until it slams into something inside the car: the dashboard, the steering wheel, or hopefully your seatbelt. But here's the one that really gets you: the third one, the internal collision. Even after your body stops, your organs, your brain are still moving. They slosh forward and crash into the inside of your skull. That is the unseen injury, and it is brutal.
And that internal collision, that brain sloshing around your skull thing, it has a medical name: traumatic brain injury, a TBI. It's when that violent jolt just disrupts how your brain works. And get this, you don't even have to physically hit your head on the dashboard for this to happen. The whiplash, the sheer force of the stop itself can be enough to cause serious brain damage. A concussion is a type of TBI, and here are the signs you absolutely need to watch out for. And yeah, some of them seem kind of minor, right? A headache, feeling sick, a little dizzy, but that last one on the list is so important. You just don't feel right. If you've been in any kind of jolt or impact and you have that feeling, that's your brain sending up a massive red flag. You have to listen to it.
Okay, so we've seen just how bad the consequences of a crash can be. But let's rewind. What's causing them to happen in the first place? Why that 3x number for teens? Well, the research pretty much boils it down to 5 main culprits. And here they are. Sometimes they're called the fatal 5. First up, plain old inexperience. You just haven't logged the thousands of hours it takes to build those gut reactions for when things go wrong. Then you've got impaired driving and drowsy driving. Basically 2 sides of the same coin, where your brain is just not firing on all cylinders. Speeding? Well, speeding is a force multiplier. It turns a minor mistake into an absolute catastrophe. And then there's the big one, the one we see all day, every day: distracted driving.
And I want you to really, really think about what that means. Just sending a quick text takes your eyes off the road for about, say, 4.6 seconds. Doesn't sound like a lot, right? But at 55 miles an hour, that's like driving the entire length of a football field with your eyes closed. Seriously. Imagine closing your eyes at one goal line and only opening them when you're past the other one. That's exactly what you're doing when you text and drive. And that football field thing, it's not just a scary story. There's a hard number to back it up. Get this. Texting while driving jacks up your risk of a crash by 23%. That is a massive, massive jump in risk for something that is 100% preventable. You just don't have to do it. Okay, I know this all sounds really grim, but here's the flip side, and it's really good news. The most powerful safety feature isn't some fancy new technology in your car. It's you. It's the choices you make. Let's just look at the unbelievable difference that one super simple action, clicking your seatbelt, actually makes. Okay, so let's look at scenario 1. Imagine a crash test dummy, no seatbelt, no airbag. The car stops instantly in that vehicle collision, but the dummy, it just keeps going. Uncontrolled. The human collision is absolutely brutal. It smashes into the steering wheel, the windshield, and that internal collision,
The brain hitting the skull, it's catastrophic. We're talking a fatal or completely life-altering injury, no question.
All right, scenario 2. This time we've got an airbag, but still no seatbelt. Now, the airbag goes off, and yeah, that helps a little. But because nothing is holding the body back, the dummy is launched forward into that exploding airbag with incredible force. It's like getting punched by a giant pillow at 200 miles an hour. It might reduce some injuries, but the human and internal collisions are still easily severe enough to kill you. The bottom line, an airbag can't do its job by itself.
And now, scenario 3, the whole system working together. The seatbelt locks, holding the body in place. It absorbs that initial violent force, slowing you down with the car. That gives the airbag the time it needs to deploy and become a soft cushion, not a violent punch. The human collision is controlled. The internal collision, the one we've been talking about, the brain injury one, is massively reduced. This right here is the difference between walking away from a crash and being carried away.
So what does all this show us? It's pretty clear, right? Safety isn't random. It's not an accident. It is a conscious decision, a choice you make every single time you get in a car, whether you're behind the wheel or just riding along. It's about committing to a few simple, smart choices. Think of it like a driver's pledge. And here it is. This is basically your survival checklist, and it's so simple but so critical. Keep your eyes on the road, period. Put the phone down, turn it off, put it in the glove box, whatever you have to do. And hey, this isn't just on the driver. If you're a passenger, you've got a job to do. Don't be the distraction, and please have the guts to speak up if you feel unsafe. Seriously, you could be saving your life and theirs.
You know, when you boil it all down, all the numbers, all the science, all the crash tests, it all comes down to this one simple thing. This isn't about statistics. It's about a choice. The car isn't in control. The road isn't in control. The person behind the wheel is. So the question I'll leave you with is this. The next time you get in a car, what choice are you going to make?